Hello everyone, this is Mo. Thank you for joining me once again on my channel. This video is going to be a bit different. Most times when you see videos about Sisterlocks, it's about all the pros and all the wonderful things about being Sisterlock. And although that is so true, like, I wouldn't have gotten them, one, and then two, I wouldn't still have them if I didn't think that the pros outweighed the cons or frustrations or anything like that. Like, it has changed my life definitely for the better, and I wouldn't go back. But at the end of the day, I do have some frustrations, and some of them may go away when my Sisterlocks are mature. But regardless, they are my current frustrations. So I'm sorry about the lighting. I'm in my hotel room, and it's not the best lighting. This is a different hotel room than the last video I filmed. And I'm sorry for that background noise. They're doing construction in this hotel. And I'm also apologize for any nasally sounding, me sounding nasal or nasally. I've come down with something. I'm not quite sure what. Definitely put me out of commission last night, and today I am just resting up. So I've got my water right here, just in case I need to take some drinks, and I've got my notes right here so I don't get off topic. And let's get into this video. Okay, so these are in no ranking order as to my most frustrating, I guess, notes about my Sisterlocks. And some of them aren't even specific to Sisterlocks, or maybe they're just specific to my Sisterlocks. So I'll just go from there. All right, let's see. I think I'm gonna go over the frustrations I have that I could just tell you without actually possibly showing you a sample of my hair, and then we'll do that afterwards. Like, I literally just threw it up in a messy bun. I went down to get some breakfast, and that one itself was a struggle getting out of bed, but we're doing this. So, dry scalp. I've always had dry scalp, but I know in some of my other videos I've discussed the struggle of dry scalp. So it's not something that's specific to me having Sisterlocks. I think one of my frustrations with it is the no product or very minimalistic perspective, or I guess way to go about it with using products that make it a bit frustrating. And then also, I know this is not good, and you're not supposed to do it as a loose, natural, locked, whatever, even relaxed, but I scratch my scalp, and it is what it is. It's a pet peeve of mine. It's something I've always done since I was a child, and I don't foresee myself just getting over it overnight. So I don't need anyone coming after me about scratching my scalp. I know it's not the best thing to do, but it is what it is. I'm not able to scratch my scalp like I was able to do with as a loose natural. Like, I was able to just go in there and just scratch wherever and not have to think about, okay, my locks or my parts, or like, am I messing up my lock? Any of those things. So that's a bit frustrating, especially with the dry scalp. And then also having to wash my hair very differently. When it was loose natural, I was able to just kind of just go in there and just scrub and do all of that, and just with my loose natural hair, and just really get in there, make sure, even though I may have dry scalp and there was dandruff, it was all going to come out, and there was no issues with that. Well, sometimes when I wash it now, it gets stuck in my locks. It gets off my scalp, but it doesn't get out of my hair, or just different things like that. So I have to be way more aware of what I'm doing when I'm washing my hair versus when I was a loose natural. So that for me is a frustration. Another one, banding my hair. I do not braid and band. I've never braided and band. Actually, I've done it once, and that was my second wash, and I haven't done it again. So I told my consultant, I was like, I'm not about that life. I can't get all the flakage out when it's braided like that. And maybe I was doing it incorrectly, I don't know, but I was just like, nobody's got time for this. So I really just put my hair, and I part my hair down the middle all the way down. I do 2 big chunky twists here, and then 2 in the back. So I have 4 total, and I've been washing my hair like that since the beginning. But at the end of the day, even though that's super low key and low maintenance, unlike some people who do a lot of braids, I still would prefer to just wash my hair as loose locks. I understand why it's not best to do that in the stage I'm in. I totally get it. At the same time, I'm ready for when they're mature and I don't have to do that anymore. Also, with some of the smaller ones, having to rubber band them individually because they can't fit in the big twist. I used to be really diligent with that. Not so much anymore. I mean, my thing is, it's still my hair. At the end of the day, if there's anything that comes up about that because I didn't do it exactly like the book, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. All right, moving along. Okay, so another one is having to be aware of materials such as like pillows, soap, like furniture, and any type of attire like scarves, sweaters, anything. Having to be aware of what I'm wearing and what I'm rubbing my hair up against, especially the back, because it can be prone to, or my hair is more susceptible to picking up lint and it being embedded into my locks. So it wasn't really something I saw in the beginning part of my journey, but I'm starting to see it more as a concern now, especially since it's locking. So that is something I never had to think about as a loose natural. It's like whatever, I'll just wash it out and boom, it's gone. But now that's not so much of the, it doesn't work like that anymore. This is, the other ones, don't get me wrong, they're frustrations, but they're like, they're lower frustrations. So I guess that's kind of how I split them up as well. Didn't realize that, but it is what it is. Those 3 frustrations I just said are like on my low end of frustrations. Now we're gonna get a little bit higher. Okay, the white hair follicles that you see embedded in your locks because it's from shed hair and it's embedded in your locks now because you're not really, that shed hair is not just falling anymore. It's stuck in your locks. That is frustrating because I hate seeing white stuff in my hair and it's not lint. And I can't get it out. It's like, it is what it is. So that is frustrating. I'm hoping when they mature, that kind of goes away or they're covered up. I'm not sure. Like I've seen people on YouTube that have done like temporary spray to kind of just cover it up as if like you were spraying grays, but I don't want to have to do that. I'm lazy and I don't want to have to do that. Only time I want to spray color my hair is because I want to have fun and have a funky color. Not to be spraying it the same color as my hair. So that is a frustration of mine because I see it and it's a pet peeve and I'm a bit OCD with that. So I know it's completely normal, but it's a frustration of mine. Let's see what else. All right, so the last 4, I am going to take down my hair so you can see it. And I'm going to try to bring the camera closer. So, sorry y'all, my hair is just everywhere. I slept in a bonnet and then just put it up for a shower and then went out the door. So, breakage in the back. I had some breakage and it's really upsetting because it's like, really though? I like putting my hair up a lot and that may be one of the reasons, but at the same time it's like, seriously? So I'm gonna try to find where the break, this is definitely one. I think I have one on each side, which is frustrating. And it's like my furthest end, like right here, and then I think right there on the other side. Yep, and that's something how that works out. Yep, these are the 2. I don't think there's any others. That I know of, there's only 2. Yeah. So, let me see. Those of you who are wondering how I got my hair like this, I did a flat twist out, and you can see that in one of my, you can see that in my last video. Okay, so with my back is a very different grade of hair than my front. it's way more curly. So, and it tends to tangle more, and it's definitely more prone to, well, the front's more prone to breakage, so that's what kind of sucked in the back. But anyways, all right, so you see this one? Let's see if I can get closer. I don't know how to do that. All right, you see this? You see how it just broke off? See that end? It was a lot longer, like the rest of them. And then, same for this one. Oh, that's not the one that broke off. Did I lose it already? Dag. Is this it? Yep. Okay. And the bunching is like real. That's another frustration as well. I didn't even write that down. The bunching, definitely a frustration. Look at that. Like, what the heck is that? Ugh, that's frustrating. And then this broke off, so it's a lot shorter than all my other locks in the back. See? This compared to that one. So I hope you're able to see that. That's a frustration of mine, that they broke off in the back like that. So anytime I go and put my hair up, it's like those two problem ones, they irritate me. And I hate that my hair broke off in the back. Also, another thing with the back. Would it really be the back? Yeah, the back. Okay, I have some that just will not shrink up in the back. So when I wear my hair just straight down without like curling it or anything, like my bottoms will just hang. Like, you see how long that goes? Okay, like, struggle's real. I need it to shrink. It shrinks up a little bit, but nothing compared to all my other locks. So it's like, yay, it's shrinking from like where it came all the way down to here, but it's still a lot longer on my other locks, so it looks like those just kind of come down and the rest are like up. It's a little frustrating. And because I can't change it, and kind of is what it is. All right, next one, the thickness level. I know due to how the Sisterlocks brand is that the ones in the front they're supposed to be smaller parts, and then the crown is probably the thickest, and then the back kind of, it's thicker than the front, but it's not as thick as the crown. So I know that's how it's supposed to be. It's still a bit frustrating. Like when I needed it, don't get me wrong, I needed it parted like that because it helps me with body to really, I guess, have the illusion of more body. Because I don't have a lot of locks. I only have 266 locks, unlike a lot of other people up here. But with that, when you're like touching your hair, you're like, ooh, that one's growing, it's so thick, it's so great. And then you feel the ones in the front, it's like, they're all right. You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't get you excited about the locking process. But when you feel those ones in the crown, they're like thick. It's like, ooh, let me see if I can find one. Like, to me, they're just all so much better in the crown. The bunging, I know I mentioned that earlier, but that's another one for me to just capitalize on. Like, I cannot stand. Look how much thicker that is. Like, my baby's growing. Like, it's getting thick. Like, versus like, well, actually, the front's not, some of the front aren't doing too bad. They're getting thicker. I don't know. Maybe that's just some of them. All right, anyways, but I do prefer the thickness in the crown area versus everywhere else, but I'm aware that it's needed for me to have the illusion of the body that I so desire. So, it's catch-22. Okay, so I think my biggest pet peeves are my ends, and that has a lot to do with myself. I did not get a trim before I got my locks established, and I wish I did. So for all of you, I know that was one of my top 3 lessons learned. I made a video about that, so you can go check that one out. But yes, my ends are an issue for me. Some of them are locking up nicely. Some of them, it's just balls at the end. And people ask, well, did your consultant leave loose hair? Yeah, my consultant left loose hair. And what they ended up doing was balling up. That's what the loose ends did. They balled, unless they fell off at some point. They came into a little ball, and then if they fell off, then this is what I'm left with. So that's a bit frustrating, especially for the back, because they're so freaking tiny. Like, look, there's a ball. You see the ball? To me, I'm like, what the heck is that gonna do? Is that gonna lock at all? Is it gonna ever lock? I know I have to have patience, y'all. I don't need y'all coming for me. I know I have to have patience, but I look at the rest of my hair versus like these. Like, look at those little thin hairs. Like, that's so tiny and so thin. And then that big little ball. It's annoying when I style my hair or try to put it up and those little things are dangling. They're like, I just don't like how skinny the ends are versus some of my other ends that are fattening up. It's mainly the back versus the front, honestly. And then also those little balls at the end that are kind of fat, but yet the rest of the lock is like super skinny. And I'm wondering, I constantly think about snipping them off. I know that's horrible, but I do. I'm not going to, but I do sometimes want to snip them off. So, trying to think what else. Actually, that's it. All right, as much as all the things I said, don't get me wrong, they are frustrations. They are current frustrations for this current stage I'm in. I am currently 15 months locked. I started with 17 inches of hair. That was my longest length. And I did not cut or trim my hair before getting my locks. So a lot of those things, the frustrations I have are because of me. It's what I didn't do to begin this process. So I cannot stress enough how important it is to really ask your consultant a lot of questions and do your research, which I did, but I was just lazy. Do not be lazy. Like, how you start off this journey really does determine how your journey continues and some of the frustrations you will deal with or will not deal with. Also, listen to your consultant throughout the process so you're not dealing with things like, I think my bunching is definitely because of me. And my laziness and just doing 4 big twists without, you know, when I'm banding and not doing much more than that. So yeah, this video is way too long, so I'm gonna get off, but thank you for joining me. And I hope this has helped someone. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope to see you here again for more videos. All right, thanks. Bye.